Hi, I'm Tash from Orlagh and I am here with the amazing co-founders from Rixo, Orlagh and Henrietta, to talk about how we're going to collaborate with them to transform their new shop on the King's Road.
Hi, my name's Henrietta. And I'm Orlagh, and we are both the founders of Rixo. We are opening our new store on the King's Road, and we're really excited to get the store looking great for the end of lockdown.
And I think as well, it's probably such an important store for us. We're really excited to make sure we can make it a really lovely, welcoming space.
So before we go and choose colours for the store, can you just talk a bit more about your brand and a bit more about your inspiration?
Basically, Rixo is all about colour, so everything is either really bright colour, bright print. We definitely want to get that across in the store, but in a way that doesn't overwhelm the customer in terms of the clothing. So I think it'd be really important to make sure we get the right balance of colour and subtleness as well.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, look at these colours and just sort of see which ones you are most drawn to and that you would think will work with the store.
I think for the store, we're thinking something like, we want some really nice kind of like pastel-y tones, but bright as well.
Bright, but I think bright, but to complement the clothing rather than taking over. I mean, that, I think,
that's beautiful. One. Yes. Okay.
We need happy.
Yellow.
I think that will be a good one.
I think as well for outside, we'd love something to draw people in and for it to stand out. So I think some gorgeous like pastel pinks would be really nice. And then we've always loved pinks and greens together.
Yes.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're quite nice.
What's lovely about this palette already is naturally you're sort of drawing to colours which harmonise together. So these all flow and have a lovely alignment. What's your vision for this?
I think this could be a really nice, like sort of almost patchworky, so we could mix all the colours together and bring them together on here, so different squares and different sizes of all the different colours combined, just to tie it all together maybe.
So what would be lovely with this is actually if you've got your clothing in the green going all the way down that wall, having this as like a feature and to tie all the colours together, and yeah, that will look beautiful. So for this archway area, so we've got the blue, we've got the green.
Pink.
Pink, yes.
Then you've got the kind of pink and green wallpaper.
Yes, which is one of your prints, isn't it?
Yeah,
yes,
so I think that could tie this whole wall in really well.
Yes, it almost like comes into the boudoir area.
Yeah. And then also opposite the mirror, it's quite a nice subtle colour to go opposite, so if people are trying things on and looking in the mirror with the dresses, I think the pink's quite subtle.
Going down and then into the changing rooms.
I think as well what would be nice is we've got the yellow at the front of the store and we've not really then used it, so it would be nice to then pull that back in.
So we're thinking yellow 01 to match the out front of the store. Each of these we could do in one colour.
Bring the other colours back in.
Yeah.
Let's do pink, green, blue, and then it links with this room.
Yeah. Perfect.
So nice. Done. Amazing. Okay.
So many colours.
So many colours.
This shop space before had floor-to-ceiling wallpaper, so we've had to remove all of that wallpaper. It took time, but it was worth it, and it's worth taking time doing the preparation, particularly when you are using colour. It shows up in perfection, so the more preparation and time that you take, the better the finish is going to be, particularly with a retail space where you've got constant traffic and almost like gallery lighting. Any imperfection is going to show up, and really to showcase the colours in the best possible way, we spent a lot of time doing the prep, and it's kind of, we've reaped the rewards of doing so. The final bits of taking all the tape off and like doing a little test and checking that everything looks really neat and tidy, it's like, this is a bit where I find like a lot of like decorators just kind of rush. When you're using multiple colours, there are meeting points between like the blues and the greens and the pinks that we've got here. You want to make sure that where they meet is a really nice sort of crisp line, and you can use that using tape, but it's also about like going over it again and again and again, because you want to make that perfect so that it kind of all looks really seamless, and that actually helps with the flow. We're pretty much 95% of the way there. We're just going to go around doing bits of snagging. We've got a couple of the changing room booths left to do. But all in all the colours are basically done. And my favourite colour is this green.
impressions when I first walked in were that it is so bright, colourful and happy. I was just like completely gobsmacked. I was like, this is beautiful.
I feel it was just like a little bit of a breath of fresh air. Like all the bright colours and coming back in after being in lockdown was also just like really nice and fresh and just like brings a bit of happiness to people's days, I think, again. If you look over here, you have the Ariel collection and all the colours are looking really well with the paint. They're really like going well together and like contrasting, which is really fab.
So one of my favourites, because it is very hard in here to only have one, is probably the holly. So this is just a beautiful print, and I love actually all the colours, which is probably why I like the paint, because it's this similar sort of thing. It's just really bold, full of colours, it's beautiful shape, and it's perfect for summer.
I'm loving this print, which comes in like all different variations. This is the Sea Life pastel print, and you can see like they just go in like different colorways. And it's just like bringing back iconic shapes into different prints for this collection. This is quite funky and fun. This was like something kind of like new with Rixo, and I'm loving it, so hoping everyone else does too.
My favourite colour is it's pink. So anything pink I really, really love. So I'd probably say this is my favourite part of the store, because obviously you've got the pink paint with the print, and I just think it works so, so well together. So this is my little pink favourite bit of the store.
Definitely, I have to go with the sky blue over here. I just think it is so beautiful, and it's going really well with the clothes in the collection, and it's just like bright and fresh, and I really, really love that colour.
So customers have already said about the store that they absolutely adore it, especially because they've been into our last ones and then they've come into this one. And they say that it's got a very different feel to it. It's very fun, it's very bold, and it's statementy. And I think that's what they love. So I think when they come in the future, it's just always going to be sort of happy, because it is like, as soon as I walk in, I'm ready to go, I'm energetic. And I think it's because I'm surrounded by beautiful colours. So I think customers will have the same feeling about the store.
I feel people are just like happy to be out, and people are going to be excited to go shopping again. People have events to start going to again, so it's all really exciting.